What's up, guys? Welcome to Ring Chasers, Patriots podcast here on the Sports 2.0 Network. I'm Tanner Kern, joined by Corey Walsh. Corey, it's late tonight. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Football's back. That's all that matters.
There you go. Football is back. Tom Brady's back. Buccaneers are rolling. Like we were talking before, it's amazing the Cowboys are hanging in there with them right now.
Oh, 100%. With the deficiency they now have on the offensive line, along with the just the Bucs bringing everyone back on defense, and Dak playing off his leg injury. There's a lot of factors to say that Dallas should have been more blown out in this game by halftime than there are.
Yeah. You know, the biggest thing that I saw tonight, like how good Tom Brady still looks. It blows my mind. The dude doesn't age.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, though, when you give him 3 Pro Bowl caliber wide receivers, he's going to look pretty sweet.
Still, come on now. You go down to a retirement home or something, those dudes can't throw the football like Tom Brady can. You know, I mean, it's just it's amazing. We got to give credit where credit is due. He's one of our own, Corey.
I know. There's a part of me, though, that has a chip, so I'm not going to sit here and sing his praises.
Come on, the chip. You know what? The chip though should be on like Bill Belichick, and well, Kraft wanted to keep him. I guess we don't know the whole story, but Belichick wanted to get rid of him. I think Tom Brady would have stayed if they would have shown him some more respect.
Yeah, I have respect for the people who are in the organization.
Come on now. I'm a Tom Brady disciple. Patriots. I love the Patriots, but I love
Tom Brady's all over my wall. I love Tom Brady.
Yeah, I got the jersey.
I love Tom Brady as a Patriot. I don't feel like I need to love him as a player on another team.
All right, the Tom Brady Buccaneers jersey looks pretty freaking cool.
The Bucs uniforms are so sweet.
They are. They're one of the best in football.
Thank God they switched it. It used to be so ugly. Like right before Tom got there, they had those ugly neon-looking letters. Looked like you're at like a laser tag plaza, and those were the uniforms they were handing out.
Yeah, those were the Jameis Winston uniforms. Jameis, hey, getting a start for the New Orleans Saints this weekend. That'll be cool.
Yeah, that's going to be great. There's a lot of good games this weekend. I'm excited.
Yeah, there's a ton of good games for sure. All right, so before we get into it, guys, we're going to talk some betting tonight. From future bets of the Patriots. Also talk a little bit about the Miami Dolphins opener coming to New England. Very exciting stuff this weekend. Big time game Sunday at 4:25. Before we do that, though, Caesar Sportsbook Sports 20 RF risk-free bet up to $5,000. $100 bet or $5,000 risk-free up to $5K. If you put $100 in cumulative NFL wagers by September 30th, you're going to get a $150 gift card to NFLshop.com. That's a free jersey. Also, Corey, I have my knockoff jersey coming from China on Monday. It should be here. Mac Jones, baby.
I also have my knockoff jersey coming by at least October 5th.
Okay, so I went shopping. I saw like the October 5th. I saw November. I don't even know if I got it from China. This one might have been from I think this might want to have been maybe from like Turkey. I went on eBay and I looked for it, but I found
Turkey.
Turkey could have come from Turkey. Could have come. I don't know where it came from. No, you know where it came from? Israel. It came from Israel, which I've never seen before. But I'm pumped about it. Anyways, I got a Fernando Tatis Jr. jersey coming on Friday and a Mac Jones jersey coming on Monday, all for the price of less than this jersey right here. So very exciting stuff.
You can't beat it. You know, you love the knockoffs. Great industry.
Yeah, you can't beat it. Shout out to everyone who's producing knockoff jerseys out there. We appreciate you. All right, so first thing we're going to get into some future bets here. We got the sports book pulled up. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to rock and roll here with these future bets for the New England Patriots. I think the number one is Mac Jones winning Rookie of the Year this year, even though you disagree there. I agree with you, basically. I'm just making a little joke here. But, he's second right now on that list. So we might as well start with that one. Let me find it here. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Mac Jones at plus 450, Trevor Lawrence at plus 350. The only reason I think Lawrence has the advantage here is because they're going to ask Lawrence to throw the ball down the field a lot more.
Yeah. When I look at that list, the player that stands out to me for betting odds is definitely Najee Harris. Like, I actually made this bet myself pretty recently that I put down like $100 on Najee Harris winning Rookie of the Year, because if you think about it, Pittsburgh has always loved having a dominant running back. Think about Le'Veon Bell. The James Conner year, he was pretty good. They had Rashard Mendenhall. They also made D'Angelo Williams looked really good for them when he was their running back one. And that was like when he was way past his prime. Imagine what Najee Harris is going to do when they just force feed him the ball so they keep Ben's little noodle arm preserved for the time being. I can't see a situation in which it's either not Najee Harris, Lawrence, or Wilson. Those are the top three. I don't think even Mac's in my top three.
Yeah, they're not going to ask Mac to do enough. But I do like Zach Wilson a lot because if he goes into the Jets and he I'm not turns them around by any means. They're by no means a playoff team this year. If he goes in there and does something without a great offensive line, without a great team around him, I think he's probably the front runner there. And then I like Najee Harris as well. He's a difference maker for the Steelers. He could make them a very good football team this year.
Yeah, anyone who's putting money on Justin Fields, you might as well take your money and throw it in the dumpster because Matt Nagy is like refusing to even consider playing Justin Fields. He made a promise to Andy Dalton that he'd be the QB1. For some reason, most coaches break their promises, but Matt Nagy decided to like stick to like a gospel code, like he's like a brother of some church following, being like, you know what, I'm all set. We're just gonna keep Andy Dalton and probably go below 500. It's fine. I don't need to. I'm gonna be fired. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, he loves the Red Rocket. Definitely loves the Red Rocket there. I mean, you got to just I don't know. Just put Justin Fields in the game and rock and roll, in my opinion. There,
I would have done it by week 1. I don't know why we're wasting time watching Andy Dalton out there. I guess week 1 was the only time that made sense. I wouldn't want to face the Rams off defense as a rookie quarterback either. Aaron Donald is not the first person I want to meet face to face.
No, definitely not. So we'll go defensive rookie of the year here. No Patriots on here. I mean, do you think anyone jumps in there and possibly gets in the mix there?
For the Patriots?
Yeah.
If anyone was going to do it.
I don't think so. All right.
No, I feel like any rookie, actually Barmore, the defensive tackle from Alabama would probably be the best one. Oh, that's coach of the year. I saw Bill Belichick. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, defense. Yeah. Barmore is probably pretty far. Let's see where Barmore is on here. Barmore plus 4,000, and the front runner is plus 450 right now.
Yeah, for Micah Parsons. Yeah.
All right, so we'll go coach of the year at least. I think Bill Belichick's Bill Belichick's in a good spot here to possibly win coach of the year. Coming off a bad season last year, you got a brand new quarterback. The future is here. You spent a lot of money in free agency. Let's see if you can go out and win coach of the year. I mean, when I look at all these guys, I mean, I don't think he's going to win. But, if Bill Belichick takes his team to the playoffs, possibly, what do you think Bill Belichick would have to do to win coach of the year, win the Super Bowl with this team?
No, I think it would have to be like a 12-5 record, probably tie for the lead with Buffalo. It'd have to be something pretty drastic because, like, he can't barely make the wild card like what the Browns did last year and then get it like with Stefanski. Bill has too much credibility to win coach of the year because you could have argued he could have won coach of the year like 5 years in a row during like the stretch. But the fact of the matter is he's also not a schmoozer of the media, but the media still loves him anyway. I think Bill just has such a legacy that's going to be like he'd have to like just be the number 1 seed in the AFC or win the AFC East in like a very convincing fashion in order to win it.
Yeah, I
it's
totally.
so weird that Kevin Stefanski's the favorite because he won last year, and that just doesn't make sense to me. I've never heard of a back-to-back coach of the year winner.
Well, I mean, maybe they're expecting big things, big things out of the Browns, right? Like,
yeah, but he won it last year, and they were pretty good. I mean, I don't know what the Browns would also have to probably be the best team in the AFC in order to win it.
They'd have to upset the Chiefs in the AFC Championship or whatever, or in the playoffs just to get that. But you never know. I mean, Sean McVay. Sean McVay. I think they're gonna be pretty good this year with Stafford leading them. I mean, I like Stafford a lot. I think he's going to be very good in a team with a championship kind of caliber mentality and some talent around him at least.
Who else is on that list for like good ranges because I don't like anyone so far at the top.
I don't mind Kyle Shanahan.
I think Shanahan also has a ton of accolades, though. I'm trying to think of a coach that like his team is like Flores to me stands out kind of.
Urban Meyer. I think if the Jags found a way to like make the playoffs, which will probably never happen, he would get it.
Urban Meyer to me already seems overwhelmed. Like the dude already just seems like he's like, I made a mistake. Like Job in Arrested Development when he like realizes he swallowed the key. He's like, I've made a huge mistake. That's what Urban Meyer has basically been doing.
Well, like Urban stepped away from coaching because he was like having too much like anxiety. That's like that was the reason that we got in the from the media. But I don't think it was that at all. Because if you got anxiety coaching, you're not saying, hey, I'm going to leave college and take a few years off. And then go
I think he just got bored.
I think he got bored. Yeah, he's done everything there is to do, and now in pro football he hasn't. So this will be a new challenge for him. But a lot of times those college guys don't do well in the pros.
No, it's super rare. I think they actually do better as coordinators than they do as head coaches.
Yeah, 100%. On here, like Andy Reid, I would never touch Andy Reid. That's not worth betting.
I actually like Frank Reich kind of. The more
I like Frank Reich,
because Frank Reich's a really good coach, and if he can get Carson Wentz to look like a moderately talented quarterback again, then that team could easily win the AFC South.
Yeah, I mean, I got a bold prediction though. I think Carson Wentz gets hurt in the opener.
I don't know how bold that is because Carson Wentz is already playing with like a fractured foot.
Yeah, he's gonna get hurt.
Was like 6 weeks, then we'll see what happens. Now he's like, yeah, he's playing week 1.
Yeah, he's gonna 6 weeks, and it went to week 1 very quickly. All right, so to make the playoffs, this should be good. Let's find out what the Patriots are. New England Patriots, yes, at plus 125, minus 150, and no. I know we're Patriots fans, but we got to be unbiased here.
I'm going to be as unbiased as I can. I placed a bet that the Patriots would make the playoffs.
I think that's fair. I mean, I think that's a good bet. I really do. I think they'll do it as a wild card team, but I do like them to get in.
Yeah, no, I just look at the field, and as talented as the AFC is in general, I see us sneaking in as that last wild card team. Like, I'm not thinking we're going to be leading the pack. We're definitely going to have rough games with Mac where the defenses kind of just play him out of it. I would say I think we are at least a 10-7 or 11-6 team. I think that's our ceiling and our floor now. If it was Cam, I feel like our floor was a lot lower.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be as confident.
And Max looked good. Like, Mac looked really good in preseason. The biggest thing, he took care of the football. Like, if you just take care of the football and don't turn it over, our defense is going to put us in a decent chance to win games. I mean, he's going to have to make some throws, obviously, but I like us making the playoffs. I like us probably finishing second in the division and getting in with a wild card. So
I do too. I think that our only competition is Miami. I think it's either us or Miami that gets that wild card spot, and it ironically depends on how well each of our Alabama product quarterbacks play. I think those are the key determiners of where the teams fall.
Yeah, the AFC is built by Bama now.
Yeah, seriously.
One of the 3 quarterbacks, and it's probably going to be Mac, obviously. Is going to
obviously. I don't even know why this question is being asked.
Yeah, he's going to be a good quarterback. All right, so let's see. Best regular season, worst. We're not going to be worst regular season record. We're not going to have the most regular season passing yards. We're not going to have the most regular season rushing yards because we have 15 different running backs. Most regular season rushing touchdowns. I mean, possibly.
That kind of intrigues me, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really intrigue me when I look at the dudes on this list.
No, but like, you don't need to really play off odds. You need to play off what you think. And I feel like, Najee Harris is pretty low for that.
There's Damien Harris. Okay, so there's Damien Harris. He's our first one.
What you have to keep in mind is that Cam Newton was a vulture on the goal line, and he ate up all of our touchdowns. Damien Harris basically never got an opportunity to score on the goal line. So by having him now in the mix, you have to assume that he'll probably be at least in the top 10 for touchdowns on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, when I look at this though, I wouldn't touch him just because you just don't know. You never know. I think Ramondre gets in the end zone a good amount too, take some touchdowns away from him.
I feel like if I had a hot take sitting in my mind, it's that Ramondre Stevens by the end of the year will be the Patriots RB1.
Yeah, I love Ramondre. He's definitely gonna be.
I feel like it could be a thunder and lightning type thing though, where we play Damien Harris on like short downs, and then we play Ramondre on the longer downs because I feel like Damien Harris wants to run more up the middle, and we saw Stevenson could actually bounce to the outside decently well.
Here's a little surprise: Josh Allen plus 5,000, the same as Lamar, who cannot throw the football to save his life, plus 5,000. They're both there.
Jalen Hurts has really high odds too. This is ridiculous. Jalen Hurts might not even last half the year. I'm sick and tired of hearing. I like Jalen Hurts, but the Eagles obviously don't. You wouldn't trade for Gardner Minshew if you felt like Jalen Hurts was fine. I mean, for God's sakes, you have MVP Joe Flacco just waiting in the wings.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love Minshew mania, so I think it was a cool move, but I don't think Jalen Hurts will be the starter there for the whole year.
I think it's a shame, though. I think he's probably pretty good. I don't think he's great, but I think he's way more serviceable than what Minshew can do.
I think Minshew's just got the whole, whatever, the Minshew mania vibe.
He's got the vibe.
He's got the vibe. He's like big dick energy. But other than that, I don't know if he can deliver.
He has really good stats, though. Like in the past 2 years, I think he's thrown 37 touchdowns and 11 interceptions.
Yeah. 100%. Like he's talented. It's like Flacco, but they probably knew. They're like, all right, Flacco can't do it. Like if Jalen Hurts can't do it, Flacco's not going to be able to support him. So let's go get Minshew and whatever.
Offensive to Joe, I have to say.
Yeah, it is offensive, but like Joe's honestly going to be like an ESPN analyst very soon. Like he's on the tail end.
Joe has no personality. I think this is just it. I think Joe should just go to a QB room maybe. I don't think he has any Orlovsky type genes in him where he comes off super personable. But I'd say that's probably it.
Yeah, well, Orlovsky, I guess, like he was a backup. He was just having fun on the sideline. He did play pretty well when he did play. But yeah, Flacco could be done. But I was listening to NFL radio like the other day, and they interviewed Flacco on there. I think I told you this, and they were like, they're all over Flacco. They love Joe Flacco. The media loves Flacco. So maybe he gets a job. Maybe he sneaks in there. Drew Brees, by the way, looks freaking amazing on the sidelines commentating this game or like doing sideline reporting.
He's always been a personable guy. It was only like there's some quarterbacks you just watch and you just know that they're going to do something in media just because, I mean, let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks are kind of just statues and not really personable whatsoever. They're more business than anything else. But Drew Brees has always been a pretty humble and charismatic guy. So as long as he just can elaborate his points on TV, he was going to be set.
Yeah, definitely. And then Cam could be going to TV soon too.
No, Cam put on his Instagram like 2 days ago that he's not retiring. Funky Fridays, I think they're called.
Yeah, but the thing is, does Cam know that like you can't just say I'm not retiring? You need someone to give you a job.
Well, I mean, the Cowboys might be calling.
Yeah,
what are those odds? Let's get those pulled up.
Yeah, where's the prop? What team does Cam Newton go to this year? I just want to see him like running on his treadmill, like looking at his camera guy, like I ain't done yet. Caesar
Sportsbook, run a prop for the Ring Chasers. That's Cam Watch, and it's going to be where will Cam land? Thank you in advance.
I gotta imagine he ends up in Houston, but it's like,
oh no way! I fully accepted he's going to be a backup on either the Ravens or the Cowboys at this point. Like I would be shocked if he has a starting gig anywhere. I think that Tyrod Taylor would have to get his lung re-amputated by a needle before Cam Newton steps on the field for the Houston Texans.
I agree. I mean, I agree with that too, especially with like Cam. It's like if you're a coach or you're a GM and you're like, all right, Mac Jones was teaching Cam Newton the playbook.
Oh
like,
God, that report.
Yeah, you're never
nail in the coffin for Cam. If I was Cam, I'd just be like, dude, my publicist sucks. Like, how is this leaking out?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute when we talk about Mac Jones' girlfriend helping him walk through plays. We're talking about that before Miami. But anyway, let's keep going here. Total regular season passing yards, highest scoring team. I don't think we'll have the most. I don't think so. Lowest scoring team, maybe.
No, we would have to just have Cam. Then I would go for it.
Comeback player of the year, Joe
Cam
Burrow.
Newton.
Yeah. I kind of like low-key, I kind of like Jameis to win this.
Oh, I love Jameis to win. But everyone's going to be like, Dak broke his leg. Give it to Dak.
All right, so we went through coach, Pro Football Championship winning division. It's not going to be the AFC East, I don't think.
I mean, Buffalo could carry the torch.
Yeah, Buffalo. Yeah.
No, like the best bet would just be voting NFC West.
Yeah.
You got the Seahawks, you got the Rams, you got the Seahawks, and Niners.
Niners, yeah, and then you got
and then the Cardinals if you want.
Yeah, I never know. Most regular season passing touchdowns, not going to be Mac. Sorry. Most regular season interceptions,
Cam Newton. Cam Newton again.
All right, so Mac is in the top. Mac is in the top 5 for this. I think
that's
offensive. That's disrespectful considering the dude has elite accuracy and he does not turn the ball over. I don't like this at all.
No, I just think it's lazy. They're like rookie quarterback done.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts kind of like that, but he probably won't play the whole year. And I don't know if I feel like Goff will play the whole year. I kind of like Goff too.
Yeah, I like Wilson kind of because he doesn't have an offensive line. He's going to do stupid shit as a rookie quarterback, and he's going to make mistakes. But he's going to try to make big throws down the field. So I don't know. I don't like that one. All right, regular season rushing touchdowns. We talked about that, right? Not going to be any Patriots. Receiving touchdowns. I don't think so, right? Low key, no. No way. Let's see here. Still going.
Oh wow.
Wow. Total season receiving yards. Nope.
Nope.
Season sacks. Maybe.
The thing I want to know is what they think Jacoby Myers is going to do. Because I feel Jacoby Myers could either just be Mac's favorite reception target, or I kind of think it might be Jonnu Smith. I feel like the more I sit on this Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry tight end combination, I feel like I already made the move in my fantasy league where I picked up Jonnu to be my starting tight end week 1. And I keep on sitting thinking that I feel like we didn't sign these tight ends for massive amounts of money for them to be Ryan Izzo 2.0 and just do jack shit all season.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, let's try to find them on here.
Once again, this is incredible podcasting for those who are just listening in audio. You're having a great time.
Go on YouTube and watch it on YouTube. It's better.
If you're on Spotify, thanks for listening, but at the same time, you're wasting your time. Thank you.
All right. They didn't even list them. They're not.
You know what? F those guys. Not Caesar
Sportsbook. Did not list them. Receiving yards. I doubt they're under. I bet it's the same guys for receiving yards too. So
yeah. Honestly, the disrespect is kind of embarrassing.
Yeah. All right. Well,
did they not know we were doing this segment? Come on, Caesars.
Come on now. See, we told you guys. We told you.
I emailed you 2 minutes in advance. I kind of wanted them now, but I'll let it slide.
There we go. Yeah. So they're not on here. Does Josh Allen? That's not the Josh Allen.
Yeah, the linebacker for Jags.
I was going to be like, what? If they have Josh Allen listed for receiving yards and don't have one Patriot?
Well, they should have Deshaun Watson for safety because he did play that for a little bit in practice. So
I think that's it. Player to catch first, Mac Jones. Okay, here's a good one. Player to catch first, Mac Jones, regular season touchdown. Then we'll move on to talking about the game and all that.
Oh, dude. Wow. Jonnu or Jacoby? I would go for Jacoby just on the odds.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Definitely. I kind of like Jonnu just because I think they'll work some goal line stuff in with him. And
I would probably put it on both. I don't think it's going to be White or Henry.
You could literally put it you could hedge your bets in a way to probably put something on all these and still win.
Damien Harris is a waste of money. When have we ever thrown the ball to Damien Harris? We have 3 other running backs that do that job better.
Where's any other player could be good? Give it to Ramondre. Throw a little swing to. Wait, James White isn't. Oh, James White's not.
He's at the 1.
Yeah, I was like, what? I was like, where's James White? Again,
James White is not on the roster.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I would say Jacoby definitely plus 800. I think that's got good value. I like Jonnu or Jacoby. Probably put a little bit on both. Maybe sprinkle something on Hunter Henry. James White. I don't really think James White's going to play that much after the first week of the season. Even cashing the ball.
I think you're going to be surprised when we look at the box score and we see James White had 8 catches.
Yeah, I think it's going to fade though. I think it's Ramondre.
I think we're going back to the Brady playbook, and if there's one thing the Brady playbook revolved around, it was James White.
Okay, that's fair enough. But all right, so I guess
if it's not James White, it would be JJ Taylor in the same role that James White plays. But I think James White was announced as he was not one of our captains. Or was he? I think he was.
All right, so if he was a captain, then he's probably gonna be getting touches.
Then he's the starter.
He's the starter. All right, so let's get into preview. Well, first of all, I think we need to talk about Mac Jones, his girlfriend, walking through plays with Mac in the yard and all that stuff. That was like girlfriend of the year. That was legendary Hall of Fame status for a girlfriend.
Oh, yes. I just wanted to point out before we got into that, James White is indeed, in fact, a captain.
James White's a captain. Okay, so James White's probably going to get toucher. You might want to sprinkle some money on James White to catch Mac Jones' first touchdown pass. Again, Corey knows more about the Patriots than I do. I'm not going to sit here and say he doesn't. So I think I would trust Corey and not trust me with any other player.
That being said, Tanner has great opinions, so keep listening. But Mac Jones, his girlfriend, good stuff. You don't see Giselle doing that, so automatic leg up for Mac Jones' girlfriend.
So the first sentence of my article yesterday about this was, who needs Giselle when you have Sophie Scott?
I mean, that's what I've been saying for months. Honestly, all Giselle did was complain that Wes Welker dropped a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl. She never was praising or helping Tom with the playbook. She's always like, Tom, retire. Mac Jones' girlfriend's like, no, get out there. Thank you, Sophie.
Did you ever see the quote from Giselle where it was like, it was in that tell-all book. I forget who wrote it. But she was like, they were treating my husband like he was Johnny fucking Foxborough.
No.
You got to look that up. There's some book, like a tell-all written about the Patriots dynasty. It was one of like the Boston sports writers, and Giselle's quote in there. Because like, like Peyton Manning back in the day, probably like after his like second or third season could do whatever he wanted. Like they didn't say anything to him. Like they're still yelling at Tom Brady after like year 15 with the Patriots. And Giselle's like, they were treating my husband like he's Johnny fucking Foxborough.
Giselle really just doesn't appreciate what Tom brings to the table because she makes infinitely more money than Tom Brady does. Sophie Scott, I don't know what she does as her career, but I'm assuming Mac is going to be the bread maker for a little bit.
Probably. If they even stay together, I mean, with Mac Jones.
Hey, man, don't already throw water on their love. All right.
Well, you know what? Sophie Scott's a keeper. I would get down on one knee and marry Sophie Scott if she was
at a Red Sox game, because we all know how you feel about that.
Don't do that at a Red Sox game. Never propose to someone at a Red Sox game.
What if you went to a Red Sox game and Mac proposed to Sophie Scott right in front of you? Would you be pissed and say stop, or would you be like, you know what, this is cool and I'll let it slide?
I would literally cry and then find them on the Jumbotron and run over their section and give them both a big hug. Probably get arrested, but it would be worth it. And then get a selfie with them too. Because you know what? Sophie Scott, first of all, shout out to you for doing that. I mean, that's girlfriend of the year. Like a lot of girls would never even do that. A lot of girls are just in it for the money. Sophie Scott's in it for the freaking touchdowns and the Super Bowl rings.
She knows the money comes with the touchdowns. So she really needs to force feed the football while she can, so Mac can just get acquainted, and then she can step back and be like, I never gave a shit about football, but thank you.
Imagine Mac just like sitting there. And she did the same thing when he was at Bama too. That was in the article as well. But imagine Sophie Scott like just sitting there on the couch, like laying back, or no, Mac sitting on the couch laying back, and she's like sitting there like, Mac, let's go. Get your ass up. We're going to walk through plays.
And Mac just being like, I just had some Budweiser and some chicken fingers, so I'd really rather not, Sophie. Thank you.
Yeah. So Mac's probably like, I can see that. I can see Mac laying on the couch, like just having a milkshake, and Sophie Scott coming out. Sophie Scott's in very good shape, by the way. And she.
I just have to wonder how that didn't rub off on Mac. You know, most guys when they have the girlfriend, it's just like, all right, I'm gonna let myself go a little bit. I wonder if Mac looked like that before Sophie or post Sophie.
I will say one thing though, and this we can get on to the game here in a minute, but. Like with Sophie Scott, like I think they've been dating before Mac was like actually something. I don't think so that's how you know she's not a gold digger. I think she might have been dating Mac Jones when he was QB3 of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Being QB3 of the Alabama Crimson Tide is still better than being QB1 at like Division II schools.
No, I'm not saying
Division I.
I'm not saying that. But like it's still cool. Like you're dating an Alabama quarterback, obviously, right? But at the same time, Corey, she wasn't in it for the pro football. I mean, I don't think anyone expected freaking Mac Jones to be a first-round draft pick at the beginning of the season.
He was my QB1 on all my boards 2 years ago, right at the top. I said, no Burrow. I want Mac Jones in the year. Thank you.
So I think Sophie Scott, that's how you know she's a good girl because she was dating Mac Jones when he was QB3, so she obviously likes him for him, right? And also she's getting him up and not eating chicken fingers and drinking Bud Light and going to actually walk through plays and do his job. So I think it's good.
Who knows how heavy Mac Jones would be without Sophie Scott, without her reeling him into only like 2 McDonald's trips a day.
Do you see Mac Jones has a freaking No Bull sponsorship? Like the company? Like why? Why did you pick Mac Jones? Mac Jones is a freaking pocket passer.
Who knows?
Yeah, pick Cam Newton for that. All right, let's get into it here.
Heavy cigars only.
All right, the Miami Dolphins are coming to town this weekend. We got Alabama versus Alabama in the backfield. Corey, right away, man, what are you looking for in this football game?
When I said it kind of earlier, but when I look at these teams, they're basically mirror images of each other. So I feel like they both have a great defense. They both have good run games. They have decent wide receivers. It all comes down to if their quarterback performs to expectation. Obviously, last year, Tua struggled a ton. The Patriots kind of toyed with him for a majority of the game when he played in like week 15 or so. I feel like, but obviously we lost that game. But it's going to be a little different now. I feel like I kind of see the battle being, ironically, in the trenches. Whichever team can control the run game, have their defense, put them in good position, make their quarterbacks have to do as minimal as possible to look good, that team will probably come away victorious. And to sound unbiased, I still feel like it will probably be the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, I think if the Patriots come out and effectively run the football, they're going to be in good shape. That's what this game's going to come down to. And I think Tua is probably going to be a little ahead of Mac Jones, obviously, because he has the experience in a real game. I think Mac's heart's going to be pounding a little bit. But, I mean, I fully expect Josh McDaniels to come out and run the football. They're not putting this game on Mac Jones' back from the first snap.
I think we'll know within the first offensive possession how this game is going to go, because the easiest thing for a quarterback to do is come out when the plays are going to be scripted for your first few plays of the drive. And obviously Josh always likes to have scripted plays with some weird shit in there to just move the chains. I would be pretty shocked if the Patriots don't move the ball well on their first possession. I would probably say it's not a good sign.
So last year, Miami finished 4th in points allowed. They were very good with their passing defense, gave up a lot of yards. They epitomized, I don't know if that's the word, but they represented like a bend but don't break defense. That's scary to me in the sense of, okay, probably at some point in this game, we're going to need Mac Jones to go down and put a drive together to win. I don't know if we're going to be able to run the ball enough just to say, all right, Mac can run play action and short game all day, and we can go out and get a win.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is we have so many unknowns in this game. We don't know what Mac Jones is going to look like. We don't know what the new wide receivers are going to look like. We don't even know what the tight ends are going to look like. Everything outside of Jacoby Myers and James White and Damien Harris is essentially brand new. What I'm not worried about is the offensive line. I feel like the Dolphins have one of the worst offensive lines in the league, and we finally put all of our money into defense. I think Matthew Judon is going to eat the Dolphins alive, along with Josh Uche, James Winovich. I feel like they're just going to have a great time just feasting on this. I think Tua is going to have a really tough time with the time in the pocket. He's going to be all over the field. He's not really mobile, which a lot of people think that he's this mobile quarterback, which he is to an extent. He's definitely not Mac and being a slow moving quarterback. He's definitely nimble, but I would kind of compare him more to like how Patrick Mahomes uses his mobility, where he's athletic enough to move out of the pocket when pressure's there, but you're not going to see Patrick Mahomes really run for 30 to 40 yards.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with that. Hey, Tua's a pocket passer. When he's playing well, he's in the pocket and he has time. Or you look at a guy like Lamar, who's a pure mobile quarterback. He's happier running the football. He doesn't want to sit back and throw the ball. Cam, I don't know. Cam just can't throw. He doesn't like to run, but he can't throw. We picked on that too much. Cam's a Patriots legend.
Yeah. Rip to Cam. Love.
One thumb, one finger, one pinky. All love. I don't even know how to do it, but it's sick. I love ending shows with that now. But anyways, here, let's see what else we got to talk about in this game. Bill Belichick, 26-18 against Miami. Pretty good. I like those numbers.
Bill Belichick against Bill Belichick disciples usually has a pretty good winning percentage, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we've lost a few from what I remember. I mean, we lost against Patricia with Detroit a few years ago. We've lost against the Texans last year, actually, when they had Romeo Crennel, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So that was a low point. Yeah. Other than that, this team is just such a question mark, but I have such an unreasonable amount of faith that they're going to come out week one super prepared. Unfortunately, Flores is exactly the same way. So I feel like whoever wins this game, I know Vegas has the line at 2.5. I 100% agree. I feel like whoever wins this game is going to be by such a narrow margin. I don't expect either team to walk in and just blitz the other out of the stadium.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. It's going to be tight. I like the Patriots to cover -2.5. I mean, if you can get a team for -2.5, that's a steal, really. I mean, just the way football works with the points. I think it could come down to a field goal. I think it could come down to a game-winning Mac Jones drive, maybe. Maybe I'm just being romantic right now, but you never know. What do you think? Who do you think the MVP is at the end of the game?
I am going to say Jonnu Smith is my MVP of the game. I think Bill's going to put him in a lot of creative packages. I think the obvious answer, if the Patriots win, would be Mac Jones. I don't know necessarily. I feel like the run game is going to dominate it, but whoever succeeds in the passing game, I think MVP should go to someone that you're kind of not expecting to get it. So I feel like Jonnu Smith, if he put together 5 catches for 82 yards and a touchdown, I would walk away being that was a pretty good use of our money already. Because Jonnu Smith is already one of the best tight ends in the league. He's not one of the elite tight ends, but he's that tier below, but not to a point where it's disrespectful.
Yeah, I'm going to say Mac Jones is the MVP. If we go in and win, I'm just going to
go brand for you.
Yeah, if we go in and win the football game, there's Mac Jones got to be the MVP. Rookie quarterback. Listen, nobody like we said, Sophie Scott didn't know he was going to be a first-round draft pick a year ago. He's a first-round draft pick. We didn't think he was going to be the starting quarterback. Cam's sent down. Who knows where Cam is, right? He's walking on a treadmill. Mac
Funky
Jones.
Fridays.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, Mac Jones is, if we win this game, I don't care what Mac Jones' stats are. He contributed in a massive way just to be under center. If he doesn't turn the ball over. I mean, if he turns the ball over 15 times and then we put Brian Hoyer in the game, that could be an issue. But I think we'll be okay.
If I was Caesar Sportsbook and I was offering Mac Jones touchdowns for you for the game, with you thinking Mac Jones is the MVP, I set the line at 1.5 touchdowns. Are you going to say over or under?
I'm going to say over. I think he throws 2 touchdowns.
All right.
One or two.
That's why I put it at 1.5. I feel like it's going to either be 1 or 2.
I'll go under. I'll say under. I think he throws 1 touchdown pass because he only had 1 in the preseason. He wasn't like a touchdown machine by any means. But I will say with Mac Jones, I will go if we go 1.5 turnovers, I'll say under 1.5 turnovers for sure. And also, too, if he comes in, like we win this game, I don't care what he does. He can hand the ball off 50 times. It doesn't matter. I want to see, like, if we win, it's Mac Jones he's a huge factor in that.
If Mac Jones's majority of incompletions are off drops or the passes are like an inch off, I will feel like our position has improved drastically over last year. Because there were too many times where Cam just threw it at the 5 yards away from the person's feet, and I just was getting extremely aggravated. Going from Tom Brady to as one of the most accurate quarterbacks of all time to Cam Newton, who's historically not been an accurate quarterback, I expected it, but I didn't expect it to be as bad as it turned out to be.
Yeah, 100%. All right, Corey, final question. What's your final score?
I'm going to say Patriots 23, Dolphins 20.
I like that. I'm going to say Patriots 21, Dolphins 17.
That's a classic NFL score. I love that.
It's going to be a 3 to 4 point game. We're going to cover -2.5. Lock it up, Caesar Sportsbook, risk-free bet, up to $5,000, sports 20 RF. Put it on Mac because you never know. 1 thumb, 1 finger, 1 pinky. Much love, all love. All right, Corey, man, that was fun tonight. We got to figure out the times we're going to do this, but we'll be back next week breaking down the game and also previewing the next week, looking at some betting lines and all that. Corey, you got any final thoughts for me?
It's football time. It's time to be excited. It's Mac time. Hopefully my jersey from Taiwan gets here before October 5th. That's all I'm saying.
My next episode, I will be wearing my Mac Jones knockoff jersey from Israel. You got to go with Israel. Don't go with China. Go with Israel, Corey. Come on now.
Hey, man, I went for the one that was the cheapest, $40. It will be here soon.
All right, so I spent an extra 10 to get it on Monday. So, hey, you know what? Who cares? We're both going. You get white. You get the white one.
Oh, I had to.
Oh, we're gonna be twins on this. I can't wait. So that's why you guys got to go watch it on YouTube. We're on Spotify, Apple. Make sure you check it out. We will be back next week for another episode. Thanks for watching, Ring Chasers. Go Pats.